Please be seated.
Hello, Your Honor.
Hello.
This is a case of Washington versus Steinhart.
Thank you, Jerome. Good day, everyone. Good day. Mr. Washington, you say the defendant, Ms. Steinhart, was a two-night stand that went too far. And as a result, she's claiming you fathered her 3-month-old daughter, Amaya. Your fiance, Ms. Culmer, says your relationship is in turmoil because of Ms. Steinhart, and you're both desperate to prove you are not the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Yes, yeah.
Ms. Steinhart, it is your testimony that you and Mr. Washington were in a relationship and planned to have this child together. You say you have no doubt that Mr. Washington is the father. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
So, Mr. Washington, why do you think Ms. Steinhart is trying to pin a child on you?
Because we had a little thing going on a couple months ago, because me and my fiance got into a little argument.
Well, the real reason is because she just wants my family. She wants to be me.
Nobody wants your family.
First of all,
nobody wants your family. Nobody wants
something.
this man.
Called me every day when you was pregnant, knowing that I was pregnant with my child, talking about your child like I was gonna even put my 2 cents in your conversation.
You're the only one asking for a DNA test.
All right,
He
so
never
ladies,
came to me about DNA test.
He said that wasn't his child, so that's what I'm
He's telling you that, but when he's with me, it's a different story.
No, I never told you that was my child.
That's not what he said. He said it in front of you when we had you on speaker on the phone.
Because he was with you. Because he was with you.
All right,
he's not
so
with you.
let's talk one at a time. That's your position.
Yes.
You say that's not true, Ms. Steinhart.
No, that's not true. Nobody's jealous of her. Nobody wants her family. I just want him to step up to the plate and take care of his daughter as we plan to.
So, Mr. Washington, tell me how this relationship started.
Well, me and my fiance got into a little disagreement, and then I was staying at a friend's house, and I met Teresa over there.
All right.
He asked me if I was seeing anyone. I said no. I asked him the same question also. I said, are you seeing anyone? He said no.
No, that's a lie, Your Honor.
Then we took it from there. We was together like that whole week, and...
When you say together, that means having sex?
No, like we was just like hanging out.
Okay.
He took me to his family member's house, introduced me to his family.
Let's get it straight, the basement of his family's house.
No.
The family member keeps it real. They told me the whole story. You was chilling in the basement. Don't try to make yourself feel relevant, because you're not.
Okay. And so, Ms. Steinhart, how did you find out Mr. Washington had a girlfriend?
Basically, we was walking to the store, and she was yelling from the other side of the block, like, oh, I see you.
And then I said, oh, I see y'all over there. Then they started walking like this. They out, running, ghosts.
You need to stay behind.
Sorry, but they was out. They was ghosts, nowhere to be found. Ghosts.
I don't know what you was on, but nobody was in ghosts.
And so,
Yes,
hold
you
on.
was,
To be
shorty.
clear, you all were together at that time.
Yeah.
Okay, so, Mr. Washington, you were out there sneaking around with Miss Steinhart and got caught by your girlfriend?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
I asked him, I was like, what's going on with you two? He said they was broken up, and the only time he deals with her is to see his children.
No, I never told her that. I told her we got into an argument.
No, you did not. You did not say any of that. Stop
Separated.
lying. Like,
Never separated.
So, hold on, though. So, Miss Steinhart, in your mind, I want to understand this. You had been with him, consistently
we was
been
in
to
a
his...
whole 8-month relationship.
We was never in a relationship, Your Honor.
So, you were in a relationship in your mind.
Pictures that says
never in a
that
relationship.
Let me
Your
see
Honor.
those pictures, please.
All those
Never in a
pictures I already
relationship.
seen. I seen them through Facebook.
Y'all taking little pictures together?
Right, on the
I
bus.
have
wasn't
way
in a
more than
relationship,
that.
And another picture that looks like you all booed up.
All put up.
So if your boyfriend was cheating, why would he be taking a whole bunch of pictures?
That's why he takes a lot of pictures. I see a lot of pictures out
He
there.
posted it on his page.
No, you posted it on your page, sweetheart.
So, Mr. Washington,
mad.
ladies,
took it down.
ladies, let's get some order. Let's get some order. Because I want to hear from Mr. Washington.
Hair from the dog himself.
Yes, as the kids would say.
Okay.
Let's hear from Mr. Washington. So you basically started a whole different relationship and you still were in the relationship with your girlfriend? Go ahead and tell the truth.
I never started another relationship with anybody.
So a sexual relationship, at least you did.
Yeah.
So you were having sex with Miss Steinhart.
Yes.
And you were also still in the relationship with your girlfriend.
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. Miss Steinhart, tell me about the moment you found out you were pregnant.
He called me and he was like, I think you need to take a pregnancy test because I think you're pregnant. Yes, you did.
I never called you. You try to contact us all the time. I never called you.
You didn't call me?
No, I blocked your number.
You called me from a text-free number. Let's be real, because your phone was off.
I never called you.
He asked me to take a pregnancy test, and I went down to the hospital, and I took a pregnancy test, and it came back positive, and I let him know.
Miss Calmer, how did you find out about the pregnancy?
All right, I found out through social media. She posted all those pictures that you have here with a picture of a pregnancy test on the social media page and said, oh, my baby father.
If you want more episodes of Paternity Court, make sure to subscribe and click on the notification bell. Mr. Washington, do you admit you were sexually active with Miss Steinhart?
Yes, Your Honor.
An 8-month sexual relationship.
No, not 8 months.
How many months?
Yes, it was. You're lying.
It wasn't 8 months.
How many months?
Probably like 2 or 3.
2 or 3.
So 2 or 3 months. Were you using
Wasn't
protection?
Yes, 2 times.
2 times you used protection,
Yes.
and the rest of the times you didn't?
It wasn't no other time after that. Because when I found out she was pregnant, I never seen her after that.
Yes, you did.
So hold on. Is it your testimony that over all those months you just had sex twice?
That's Your Honor. I really did. I'm not lying about.
All right, Jerome.
I don't buy it.
If it's true, then you Chicken Little and the sky just fell. So, Miss Steinhart, you find out he does have a girlfriend.
During the pregnancy, he told me to meet him at his job and don't say anything. No. Every time they get into an argument, he comes to me and I'm telling him, stop doing that.
And now you're pregnant and you say with his child.
Yes.
It was, you pregnant with my child, come by the job, I want to see you.
Yes, and there's times where we was hanging out in the neighborhood and he told friends of mine in the same neighborhood, because we hang out in the same places, he told them, this girl is pregnant with my child. Nobody tell Christina.
I never told nobody that. You the one who went around telling everybody that you was pregnant by me.
Because not once have I ever heard that came out from his mouth and from his friends telling me that he said anything like that in that nature.
Because he doesn't want to tell you anything.
But why would the friends lie for him? Those friends keep it a buck and tell me they see you walking with him outside. So why would they tell me that he's not saying that?
But Miss Calmer, you do.
He's scared of you.
Listen.
So the friends are scared of me too.
He's scared of you.
No, I'm not.
So his friends are scared of me too.
Crazy.
Well, let the truth be told. So, Miss Steinhart, were there other men you were seeing during that time?
No, I was 100% loyal to him because he has me thinking that we was in a relationship.
If you loyal to somebody, you don't let another man carry another man's baby, point blank, period. Like
another man carry
another man after she gave birth, she had the guy all up in her baby's face.
That was a family member.
No, you said that was your boyfriend. Let's get it right, shorty. Y'all confirmed
that was a family member.
She said that was my boyfriend since 2012 or 13. There you go right there. And so they laid up with the, he all laid up.
That's a family member.
No,
he has no boyfriend. No, that is not.
Okay. Because everybody said we not sure.
Okay, all right, hold on. Let's go down to level 5. We on level 20. These are pictures of beautiful baby Amaya. Amaya's being held by a man who is not you, Mr. Washington.
No.
That is not you.
No. And they have several pictures. This is just one of them I found.
And so you're saying that this other person holding the brand new baby.
Exactly.
Why would another man be holding your baby unless it could potentially be his?
Exactly. Why you letting him kiss up all over her? If it's
nobody was kissing her. That's a family member.
Another man do that to another man's child.
Do you know who this man is?
Yes, that's a we're not blood related, but he's like family to me and my family.
And if you go down her timeline on Facebook, you see her sitting in his lap. Do family members do that?
I was not sitting on his lap.
Stop lying.
I was sitting next to him.
Page. Go on that page.
Have you ever been intimate with this person?
No. No, I have not.
They just went on a date the other day.
No, we did
yes,
not.
You did. You had pictures of it.
So listen, let's bring it back to Amaya. This was very entertaining.
Yes.
But let's bring it back to Amaya.
Okay.
But the fact is, Amaya's 3 months old. And your testimony is that you thought you were in a relationship and you thought you had somebody
what he had
that
me thinking.
really cared
He
about
led
you.
me on, and when I found out everything, I disappeared on him.
So how does that feel to be pregnant and find out this man you thought you were in a relationship with is really in another relationship and his girlfriend is pregnant? How does that feel?
I didn't know she was pregnant to the end because a few times I asked him, I was like, why are you always with me and never going to see your children? He's like, oh, honestly, she's pregnant with a baby girl and I don't know if she's mine.
Never told her that.
And so...
Yes, you did. Every child she has had by him, he asked her for a DNA test from what I know.
All right.
Never
I
asked her for a DNA
So wait, no,
so best to believe I will be bringing him right here.
I never asked for a DNA test.
Mr. Washington, do you have a relationship with Amaya?
No.
None. Have you ever seen her?
I seen her one time, that's it.
And you weren't there for her birth?
Nope.
You're not on her birth certificate?
Nope.
And you do not acknowledge her as a daughter because you don't believe you are her biological father?
No, Your Honor.
And so when you look at this beautiful baby, oh, and yourself, right?
And he was drunk when she took that picture.
No, he was not.
Yes, I was.
It was after his
I fell
birthday.
asleep.
She even told me. She said, "Oh, because she
That was a
texted
sneak
these
picture.
pictures to me."
What's going on here? It looks like a dad.
Basically, I was at a family member's house and he wanted to see the baby and I was like, sure. And I went downstairs to go run and do something and I came upstairs and they was just asleep.
No.
No.
There's no way. No, that's a lie.
So what happened, Mr. Washington?
We was chilling. I had a couple drinks. I fell asleep. And then
Wait, you were chilling over at her family member's house? Why?
Why?
Because I got in an argument with my girlfriend.
So as soon as you got in an argument and had to get out the house, you went over to Miss Steinhart?
Yes.
To see Miss Steinhart and your baby?
That's not my baby. I went to see her. She had the baby with her, and that's the first time I ever seen the baby.
You was holding her. You rocked her to sleep.
No, I did not.
Because if he was rocking her to sleep, her arm would have been around her and they would have both been out like this. Come on. Common sense. You could tell she put that baby there.
So wait a minute. So you believe just to get at you, she let him fall asleep and then put the baby right there and took the picture?
To me and then tell me not to show him. If he knew about it,
what does it matter if you took a picture of him? If you believe that's his child, what's the difference?
Because he told me that night, he was like, I will help you out with the baby. I will start providing with the baby if you keep your mouth shut.
Never said that. Why would I tell you that? I never said that.
And you believed it?
Well, I will say this. I know I have heard sufficient testimony today. And I know exactly what's going on. Jerome, I'm ready for the result.
Yeah.
These results were prepared by DNA Diagnostics and they read as follows. In the case of Washington versus Steinhart, when it comes to 3-month-old Amaya, it has been determined by this court, Mr. Washington, you are not the father.
Thank you. Now have a great day with your life and your baby. She's beautiful, by the way.
He's not the father. Do you know who her father is?
He's her father, like.
I'm not. She just said I'm not the father.
He is not her biological
He's the
father.
only person I was with.
Father.
I don't know the circumstances surrounding her conception, but what I do know from this DNA report is that Mr. Washington wasn't there. And I'm not saying he did you right. I'm not saying he even did Miss Coleman right. He got that convenience store love. That's what I call that 7-Eleven love. He went who convenient, but you're not the biological father. Do you know who is?
I mean, I was at a party one day. I was super drunk. I don't remember what happened that night, so I could probably get phone call out to whoever was there to see what happened.
Listen, there are things as women, as men, where we all just fall short of what the standard we have for ourselves should be, could be, we wished it was. But this is about your daughter. She's only 3 months now, and you've got time, if you do the work and ask the questions you need to ask, to maybe give her a blessing that she will never, ever regret that you exposed yourself for. Because she deserves to know who her father is. Ask the questions and try to find out. And when you do find out, I order you to return to this courtroom so that we can help you identify who her father is. And Mr. Washington, I will say this to you. So you know you were playing both sides of the fence, and you gotta stop doing that, or you will end up here again with Miss Steinhart or with another woman.
Yeah.
Do you understand me?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you're gonna be in a relationship, you got somebody ride or die for you like that, you need to sit your little butt down somewhere and just go ahead and be with her. I wish you all the very best. Take advantage of the counseling and resources we have for you. Court is adjourned.
Take a seat over here, please.